What's going on, everyone? We are live. I'm Steve. This is Chase. I'm sure by now you already heard of the sad news that the wrestling world received today about early in the day regarding the passing of Terry Bollea, known to the wrestling world as Hulk Hogan. Um, Chase, where were you when you heard of the news?
I was about to clock into work, and then I saw the news from TMZ that Hulk Hogan passed away.
Yeah, for me, bro, it was the group chat. Um, I'm just going into the group chat. And I noticed that everyone posted the same sort of article at the same time, and that was my way of finding out of the passing of Hulk Hogan at age 71. Um, I said this on my post on Twitter. He is arguably the biggest box office attraction that the industry's ever seen. The industry, pro wrestling as we know it, would not be what it is today without him. So yeah, today again, it's just crazy because for a lot of people, it's their childhood, right? I obviously wasn't around during his early prime, like in the late 80s, obviously, but I seen tapes. I seen tapes, but my brother used to have back in the day, and I said this before, but the first match I ever saw of Hulk Hogan was, believe it or not, the first match I ever seen, WrestleMania 3, Hogan and Andre. Um, and it's just crazy to think what's happened today. What about you, Chase? Like, what's any like early Hogan memories that you have?
Yeah, I wasn't into wrestling that much when I was a kid, and then I stumbled upon WCW at my grandparents' house, but I didn't understand what was going on and stuff. And so, my family was mostly a WCW household, so like I saw a lot of Hogan, like NWO Hogan, growing up, and so my dad was like, "Oh, you should have watched Hogan when he was in prime," and he showed the VHS tapes that he had, and he had WrestleMania 6 and 7 on VHS, and I used to watch those religiously as a kid. So I would watch Hogan versus Warrior, and then Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter a bunch of different times. I fell in love with Ultimate Warrior because, like, those are his two best WrestleMania matches. But I remember Hogan mostly from that. And it wasn't until, like, I want to say, I forget what year WWE released this, but they released like a WrestleMania DVD anthology set. And I asked for that for Christmas. And it was all the WrestleManias. It was like in these big gold, it was in this big gold box. And I just would watch, I just watched WrestleMania 1 through like 9 in like 5 days after getting that, and was watching, and I understood like, oh, this is why Hulk Hogan who he is, because at that point, like, I'm used to NWO Hogan, I'm used to Hogan being old and stuff like that. Like, I'm not used to, like, Hulkamania. It wasn't until then. I was also a big fan of the Rocky movie, so I kind of knew him from Rocky 3 more than I knew him from wrestling, to be honest, because I watched Rocky even before I watched wrestling and stuff. And it's crazy how, like, that Rocky role is what made Vince decide to make him the star of the company, to be honest. So
Yeah, it's crazy because when you think about it, right? When it was pitched to him, right, and to be Thunder Lips, Vince Senior was like, "No, you're a wrestler. You're not a actor. And if you're gonna do that movie, you're not gonna work here anymore." And he followed his heart. He went, did the movie, right? And as you mentioned, right, it got him this big success. He went to AWA, right? Um, Vern Gagne didn't really capitalize on the star that was Hulkamania, right? He didn't capitalize on it like Vince did, Vince Jr. Obviously, and obviously we already know how that went. And again, just like you, like I wasn't there for like Hulkamania 80s. You know what I mean? The popularity when it was there, like my brother was. My brother was there for it through his friends and all the tape trading from back in the day. Um, I caught more of Hollywood Hulk Hogan and WO. And to think, you go back and rewatch some of the stuff from back in the day, like just like you, I also had like they weren't like DVD, but they were VHS tapes. They were from WrestleMania 1 all the way through 14. But a good chunk of it from WrestleMania 1 through 9 is obviously all Hogan. And you realize what he meant to WrestleMania, what he meant to the industry as a whole. And it's just crazy to think. It still doesn't it doesn't feel real, man. It doesn't feel like, yo, this actually happened, but it did. You know, I had family members literally message me today. Hey, I'm sure you know what happened. You know, hope that you're okay and stuff like that. And I'm reading some comments here as well. Philip writes here, still feels surreal. Lance writes here, I'm devastated. Yeah, again, for a lot of people, man, this is Hulk Hogan was their childhood, man. For a lot of the old heads that were watching wrestling back in the day, this was their childhood. And again, it's just one of those things where it just doesn't feel real, bro.
Yeah, because especially his nickname, the Immortal Hulk Hogan, you thought he would live for a long time and forever, but he was 71 years old. He was probably doing stuff that most 71-year-olds shouldn't be doing, and then also all the years of his vitamin taking, and painkillers and stuff. Like, I don't think that helped his life expectancy. To be honest, like that's always gonna shorten your life. To be honest, he died of cardiac arrest, which is most likely his heart is enlarged, and he was talking about it like during the during the Logan Paul podcast that he was burnt out. Like the Real American Beer sponsorship, they were running him to the ground, and he's 70 years old, and you're making the 70-year-old do all this work at that age. Like, it doesn't matter how young you want to feel, father time catches up with you, and even if it just seems like it's just doing promotions and stuff, like all that traveling, all that stuff that he needs to do to promote his beer. That takes a
Yeah.
toll on you doing all that. It's like it's not easy, especially at his age. So, yeah, like it's going to take a toll. All that's going to add up. So, to be honest, the age range doesn't shock me. If anything, it's like if you think about it, you look at a lot of wrestlers that Hogan has wrestled with. It's like it's kind of amazing that he's still alive at this time. If you look at some of his opponents and some of the people he wrestled, they died much younger. And
Yeah.
it's sad to say, but wrestlers do die younger, and especially wrestlers that were in Hogan's or the early '90s era, they were doing a lot of stuff that are more harmful to their bodies and more damaging to their long term health. So the fact that Hogan lived up until 71 is quite impressive, to be honest, because I thought he could have died at any point in the 2010s.
Yeah, me too. You literally would think, all right, any time now, and then here he is, 71 years old. He leaves behind a wife, his two kids. I think he was already, yeah, obviously he was already a grandfather. Um, and there's also today you saw like all like wrestling legends stuff like that. I know Ric Flair today. I think he was interviewed by TMZ where he just broke down in tears because again, you think back of the 80s, right? For a lot of people, it was either Flair or Hogan, right? And on the low, like these two guys were boys. Years later, like you find out, oh, these guys are friends and stuff, and you would have thought, like for a long time, you want to see what would happen, right? Flair and Hogan, and to see like Ric Flair just like break down today was like, damn, bro, because that was his friend. Philip writes here. I think the first time I saw him was watching Gremlins 2 before I ever got into wrestling. It was cool to see him live twice. Great point on what a Real American Beard did to him. Still like, look, we had a Real American Beard in Vegas.
No, it was terrible.
It was terrible.
It was one of the worst beers I've ever had.
It was. But still, like, it's crazy to think too because his wrestling promotion, Real American Freestyle, was about to launch, and it's still happening. Obviously, I think Bischoff said that today on a tweet. But it's crazy, bro. Like he meant so much to the industry, and it's just one of those things where it's like, yo, you think of the people that he's wrestled before, right? Like Macho Man, Warrior, Andre, Triple H, The Rock, Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Goldberg. The list goes on, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. You guys in the chat, let us know like what was your um Hogan match that you go to from time to time. What's your Hogan memory that you have? We'll be reading them as well throughout the stream. Phil right here. First time I posed a bit after Raw went off the air. Second time was the SmackDown that built to up to he and Flair's Saudi tag team match. Yeah, but you gotta remember, I think that was the first Saudi show. They did like Team Hogan versus Team Flair, and it's like they were like going off on each other. But again, at the same time, and then there's that picture of them flying off on the jet, going back to the States and shit, basically. But it's again, you see today on social media a lot of people again paying respects, and that's cool to see at the end of the day. Um, like what are matches that you go to, Chase, regarding Hulk Hogan that besides obviously Hulk, besides the obvious Hogan Warrior, you know
Hogan versus Rock at WrestleMania 18. I think it's one of the easiest matches you can show a non-wrestling fan, and they understand why you like wrestling after that match. Especially, you don't give them any backstory; you just have them watch it, and the crowd is just electric. And when Hogan hooks up, it's like they just go. The Toronto crowd goes absolutely insane, and they thought he was going to win with the leg drop. That's a match I go back to a lot. Actually, I think it's one of the best wrestling matches that you can see in terms of like with the crowd and how the crowd is important in wrestling. And just it shows really like how Hogan worked and connected with the crowd. Like that's one of the things about Hogan was that he was able to, with his limited abilities that he would show in the ring, was able to connect with the audience by just doing the most simplest stuff. And that's something to be commended, that he was able to do that, especially in 2000. Wrestling was getting more athletic. Fans were seeing a more hardcore style wrestling, more athleticism, more technical wrestling. So it's just one of those scenes. Like it was a quite impressive feat by Hogan. There was WrestleMania 18.
for sure, absolutely. WrestleMania 18. Um, I will also go and say, uh, Hogan and Macho Man WrestleMania 5 is another one. You know what I mean? The mega powers exploded, right? I see the lust in your eyes, Hulk, for Liz and stuff like that, and it's for the title. Um, dare I even say as well, Hogan Andre, WrestleMania 3. For a lot of people, that was the match that that made Hogan the passing of the torch. Even though you think about it, even at that point, Hogan was already the man. You know, I'm reading a comment here as well. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. You sure as hell earned it. Wrestling would have never gotten to where it is today without you, brother. You may be gone, but you can rest assured Hulkamania will never die. Hulkamania will live forever.
Oh yeah.
Hulkamania, the spirit of Hulkamania lives forever, bro. And the thing too, like the promotion you've been to, right? Like AWA, New Japan back in the day, WWF, WCW, TNA. I know TNA today did like a little tribute. I know the people saying too, oh, they should cancel SmackDown and Raw and just dedicate an episode of Hogan. In a perfect world, yes. The thing is, right now they're on the road to SummerSlam, which is literally next week. But I think they're gonna probably do, and I think it'll be cool to see if they do a whole like docu-series or documentary or something on Peacock for people to see, like a whole Hogan catalog. Have they done that, by the way? Did they do like a whole Hogan catalog on Peacock?
Probably they probably do have one.
That's probably what I think they should do. In my opinion, it really goes to show how important character and personality are. Good matches are good, but a strong personality behind it is what elevates it. It's very true, man. That is very true. Um, yeah, man. I just still can't believe it, bro. I just still like it doesn't feel real, man. It just doesn't feel like like this really happened today. Like they say, like that's coming three, right? Like we lost a dude from the Cosby Show, we lost Ozzy Osbourne, and then we lost Hulk Hogan. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. Um, guys in the chat, let me see what's going on here. I think it'd be cool if they do a Madison Square Garden special. I know MSG today posted a picture, like a little giant graphic outside the arena.
Oh yeah, he's important to MSG's history. All the shows that he sold out there and everything. Yeah, he's important.
He's important, yeah, absolutely. It's cool to see like all these news outlets and like pick up on the passing of Hogan, because again, Hogan, besides wrestling, dude, he was pop culture, bro. Dude was that first person to transcend from pro wrestling into pop culture. So people got to remember that also. I haven't seen much of his. This is from Chief. I haven't seen much coverage on someone since Michael passed. Hogan surely made an impact.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest deaths in wrestling history. It's Hulk Hogan. He's literally, without him, there's no WWF. Like that's just simple. Like wrestling doesn't reach the peaks that it reaches without Hulk Hogan. And you know, it's one of those scenes where you have to sit there and you say to yourself, like, holy crap, like this is like the only other wrestler that will get this type of like, oh my god, they died. Like there's only two other wrestlers right now that would do this, where it would be John Cena and The Rock. Shout out to Stone Cold. I love Stone Cold Steve Austin, but Steve Austin is not as a star as Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan is one of the biggest stars in pro wrestling history. Like it's just not just pro wrestling history, just in history. Like when you think of sports athletes, what they did for what they represent and how they transcended, Hulk Hogan transcended all of that for many people. So a lot more casual people are going to be like, "What, Hulk Hogan? Oh my god!" and stuff. Like there's a lot of people that like even if they don't know Hulk Hogan, you can show them a picture and they'll know, oh yeah, it's that wrestler. Like they know who he is just based off a picture. They know what he represents and stuff. So like that's the thing with Hulk Hogan, man. It's just like he is just this larger than life impact star and stuff. Like and it goes beyond pro wrestling. Like not a lot of people in the wrestling business can reach that stratosphere, that threshold that Hulk Hogan had. Like and like I mentioned before, we've seen a lot of people in Hogan's era passed away, and it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, that person passed away. Not to be rude, but that's just how it is. With Hulk Hogan, this is like at least 48 hours. People are going to be talking about this. Like there's going to be different people. They're going to try to reach out to many others to see. I wouldn't be surprised if one news outlet does like a 1 hour special talking about Hulk Hogan and stuff and the business impact he left with WWE. So yeah, Hulk Hogan, for better for worse, for whatever you think about him, he is one of the most influential acts in professional wrestling. I know there's people that, you know, are happy that Hulk Hogan passed away and stuff, and they're because of what he was as a person and stuff. Like as a person, Hulk Hogan is a piece of shit. He lied a lot. He's a racist. He did a lot of things that people don't like. But to me, if people can separate Chris Benoit from being a murderer and a suicidal piece of shit to a performer, I can do the same for Hulk Hogan. And as a performer, Hulk Hogan, there's no wrestling without it. I wouldn't be a wrestling fan without Hulk Hogan. Like that's just the bottom line. And even if I never saw any Hulk Hogan matches, I wouldn't be a wrestling fan because WWF wouldn't reach the heights that it would have reached without the almighty Hulk Hogan. Like that's just it. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Like you gotta think about that too. Like Hulk Hogan, without him, there is no industry. There is no, dare I even say, IWC. It's just not. It's a whole different landscape. The whole different landscape to what it is today. You know. So from that aspect, I thank Hulk Hogan. I thank him. For what he's done for the business. Again, just like you said, if people can separate Chris Benoit, the murderer, the POS, all that stuff from the performer, we can do the same for Hulk Hogan at the end of the day.
Yeah,
And no one should be.
I don't condone, like I've called out Hogan on all his lies and his and the stuff that he said.
Yeah,
I hate when Hogan, like, do I laugh when Hulk Hogan does all of these lies? Yeah, it's funny. Like I think it's funny that he makes up 5 million different stories of him and Andre at WrestleMania 3. Andre was either 800 pounds, 600 pounds. Hulk Hogan tore his back doing that and all that other stuff. Like I find it hilarious that Hulk Hogan makes up a different and new story for the WrestleMania 3 match almost every other interview when he talks about that match with Andre the Giant and stuff. But like for me, it's just like, look, someone can be a piece of shit, but if you like them as a performer, you like them as a performer. Like it's the same when it comes to someone like a Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant had some off the court issues, but people remember Kobe Bryant, the basketball player. They're not looking at it as Kobe Bryant, what he did in Colorado or any other things that he may have done and stuff. Like there's levels sometimes to it where it's just like, and I understand if people are mad at Hulk Hogan. I can't tell you how to feel and everything like that.
same.
I can't tell you how to feel. Like you guys can see my skin pigmentation. I am someone that I have no right to say, oh, don't say fuck Hulk Hogan. If you hate him, you hate him. Like I don't think Hulk Hogan's a nice guy or a good person. It's not just being doing the racist stuff or lying. It's also how he treats his family. His family doesn't seem to like to talk to him. Brooke didn't want to talk to him near his days. Nick doesn't seem like he's estranged from him. So, you know, his family don't really like him that much either, and I'm sure we all have family members we don't like either as well. So it is what it is at the end of the day. But I can separate, the person from the performer. Like I said, people can separate Chris Benoit. People can just be like, oh yeah, he just murdered a child and his wife, but I still love when he does a diving headbutt in a match. I can say the same thing about Hulk Hogan, where it's like, hey, I know this guy's a piece of shit, but as a performer, this guy, he was really, really good, and he really, really transcended professional wrestling.
Yeah, when he dropped that leg, you knew it was over. Romeo, what's going on, brother?
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, man. So where were you when you heard the news of Hulk Hogan passing away, bro?
I was scrolling through Twitter. I was checking the group chats, and SP3 shared the news as soon as it dropped. So he's like, "Holy shit, Hulk Hogan died!" It's like, "What?"
Yeah,
Looked it up. Wow.
It's crazy because I was telling Chase earlier, like I went on Twitter. I went to the group chat that were the Radicals, right? And I see everyone posted the same article at the same time. So I'm like,
Romeo was first.
and that's fine.
We all saw it at this. I had to confirm because I saw some random website said per TMZ, so I went on TMZ and then I saw it. Then I said I'll share that one tweet that said Hulk Hogan died because there were. Let's be real. I thought Hulk Hogan was cappy. Like I'm like, dude, this is cap, bro. It's Hogan, dog. Like I'm gonna hear him on a I'm gonna hear him on a podcast that he's like, yeah, brother, I died like 8 times, dude. And then I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, Hulk.
I knew there was something to it right away because of the hits that Bubba the Love Sponge was dropping on social media.
Yeah. Jimmy Hart made sure that there is no
Jimmy Hart, like, what was it, one day ago? It's like, oh, we just all did karaoke. Everything's great.
We all did karaoke, man. Hulk's heart is beating stronger than ever. Guess not.
Yeah, baby, we did karaoke, baby. We did karaoke, baby. It was a good song, man. It's a good time, baby.
He could be doing all this, and like you think everything's fine, and then bam, it just strikes out of nowhere.
Yeah, you just don't prepare for it. It just happens, and
but you also heard the reports like months ago in May, I think, that he was in the hospital, complications to the neck surgery, whatever he had.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
I wonder if it's just all related.
Yeah,
but also they were like rumors that like he's getting slammed with all this press touring for barely getting sleep. These are Hulk's words that he says. So it's not even rumors.
Yeah,
all this promotion for his beer and the I guess the wrestling too.
Yeah.
My favorite. I talked about it where I said that like the fact he made it past to 71 is a miracle because when you look at a lot of Hogan's fellow co-workers during that time,
opponents,
they all die at a young age.
Ric Flair's kicked out. Like how many times was Ric Flair kicked out?
I saw Ric Flair die in the ring during his last match.
Yeah. My favorite Hogan lie: the 400-day Japan trip. He ain't putting time over, brother. You think back, yeah, bro. A good chunk of his WrestleMania opponents are matches are no longer with us. You know what I mean? Like WrestleMania 2, but he passed away. WrestleMania 3, Andre passed away. WrestleMania 5, Macho Man no longer with. Nor is Elizabeth. WrestleMania 6, no, Warrior isn't with us anymore. WrestleMania 8, Sid's no longer with us. No, WrestleMania 9, neither is Yoko. It's crazy, bro. Like to think, like a good chunk of those early WrestleMania main events are no longer with us. You
didn't turn off local recording, Steve. That's why Romeo is freezing.
I don't have. How do I check if it's on or not?
It automatically turns on.
I don't. That's weird. I normally don't have it on unless we're recording. Nah, it's unboxed here, so. On my end's unboxed, so this is why I do with Kanye West. Some of his views I don't agree with, but man, I have to acknowledge he's one of the greatest artists of our time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people can separate. I don't judge people who do like separations and stuff like that. Like as long as you're respectful to my views, I'll be respectful to your views. Like I know people that are happy that Hulk Hogan passed away,
I saw it too.
And that's you know what, that's fine. It is what it is. I can't tell you how to feel. Like I can't really tell you how to feel, and I don't condone the actions Hulk Hogan did either. Like, but I'm not Hulk Hogan. I'm not his father. He's older than me. I'm not his father. I'm not someone to be like, oh, Hulkster, you can't be doing that, brother. You got to be smarter than that, dude. Like, he's a grown man. He can make his own mistakes, and he can fall on those mistakes. But if you want me to be like not sad that he passed away, I can't do that. I'm sad that Hulkster passed away. He is a very important part to professional wrestling. Like
He
I'm
is.
not gonna sit here and act like I'm not sad. Like that's like me telling you, hey, don't be sad because this person passed away. They're a piece of shit too. It's like, bro, like Ozzy Osbourne, like am I gonna tell someone not to be sad for that? Like, no, that's ridiculous. Like you know how many people were sad when Michael Jackson passed away, and Michael Jackson was doing all this weird, crazy stuff and whatnot. Like, come on now. Like people were heartbroken when the King of Pop. I remember where I was at when Michael Jackson
Me
died. I was
too.
getting ready for football practice and stuff, man, and that hit me hard too. So like for me, it's like I'm somewhere where it's like, hey, look, I can recognize when someone's a bad person and I can separate it and stuff. But if people want to be happy and celebrate, that's totally fine and stuff like that. That's totally fine. I am not someone to judge. You know, that's just it. I am someone that I don't judge anyone. I don't judge anyone on their beliefs or anything like that. I don't believe in a higher power. Like I just don't. I think there is someone up there, but I don't believe in a higher power in myself. Like I don't have faith or practice faith like that. So like to me, we get judged based off whatever this higher power wants to judge us on in life, and we either push through or we die. That's just it, you know. So hey, you're not going to make everyone happy. And Hulk Hogan, you know, he certainly lost a lot of fans, and you know he handled it in a wrong way. But there are some people, you know, that are black that still support Hulk Hogan and love Hulk Hogan and stuff. So you know what, they can love him, and the people that hate him, they can hate him. It's
Yeah.
okay. The world moves on. You know, like that's just how it is. The world will move on from this. You know, people are going to realize this. You know, the world's going to move on from it at the end of the day and stuff. Like that's just how it is. But I ain't going to tell someone how to feel about it. Like if you're happy that Hulk Hogan died, like that's fine. Like he's just a pro wrestler at the end of the day. He's just a guy that entertained us on television. It's not like he won a Nobel Peace Prize or something like that. It's not like he did something super impactful to the world. Like he just made WWE into the machine that it is today.
Yeah.
Like that's just, that. And I know people are like, well, that's impactful. That's impactful from an entertainment standpoint. Like what he was as an entertainer, we can never take away from him. You know,
can't.
like. But I'm not going to sit here and be all like, oh, you guys can't be mean to Hulk Hogan. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Weston, I don't think people are gonna let Hogan rest peacefully. You know, like
Nah, from what I've seen today on Twitter, but I'm gonna just say like it's look again. We can't tell you, like Chase said, we can't tell you how to feel. Do I think people are just are in the wrong for it? Honestly, yeah. But again, we can't tell you how to feel. We can't. How Hogan affected you is how he affected you. But I think at the end of the day, just keep in mind, yes, the wrestling world lost Hulk Hogan, but there's also someone out there who lost a husband. There's also someone out there who lost their father. There's someone out there who lost their grandfather. Just remember that, I'm gonna read some comments here as well. For Weston, what is your favorite Hogan match and favorite version of Hogan? Mine is Hollywood Hogan. As a big Rock fan, it was Hogan versus Rock, and Voodoo Child theme is his best theme. For me, he's Real American. Real American. You're not topping Real American at the end of the day. As far as match goes, as a child, because again, it's the first match I watched was Hogan Andre WrestleMania 3. Because of what it did and what it was and stuff like that. Honorable mention is Hogan versus Warrior from WrestleMania 6. And then obviously, of course, you have, like Chase said earlier, Rock versus Hogan. But I enjoyed Hollywood Hogan. What about you, Chase?
Yeah, Hollywood Hogan, Rock and Hogan, and then Real American. That's like my three and stuff. Like I said, Rock and Hogan I can show to any non-wrestling fan and they get it. They understand the pageantry of wrestling. You have two of the most charismatic wrestlers of all time doing their best work.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody's here. Real American still pops in my head every 4th of July. I had someone today, like I'm at the park and I heard someone just blast the theme song today. I'm like, oh, that's what's up, man. For Hogan. You know, um, is Slaughter the only main event of WrestleMania opponent still alive? I always keep forgetting he had him and Rock didn't close Mania. I mean, technically, Mr. T still alive, right?
Mr. T. Yeah, he
Yeah,
should be.
because technically he was part of that WrestleMania 1 main event. So I guess if you think about it, he's the only one that's still.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive for somebody. Yeah, it's Mr. T from WrestleMania 1. He teamed with Hogan, and then Sergeant Slaughter from WrestleMania 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's freaking insane, man. But yeah, bro. Like again, man. When I look back at Hulk Hogan, I think back of again the guy who was pro wrestling's biggest box office attraction. Without him, there isn't the business that we have today. It's not where it's at today. Do again, like I said earlier, it would be cool of them to do something on Peacock. Are they gonna cancel SmackDown Raw and dedicate to Hogan? No, that's not gonna happen. You know.
No, they'll just do 10 bell salute, bunch of video packages, pomp and circumstances. I'm sure. Look, SummerSlam was one of the events that Hulk Hogan dominated, so I'm sure we're going to get a lot of, video packages at SummerSlam featuring Hulk Hogan and everything that he did there. So yeah, we're just going to get a celebration of Hogan for like the next few episodes of WWE. Like they're gonna, and it's like, if people hate it, well, I'm sorry, it's warranted because he is the most impactful wrestler in that company's fucking history. So they have so much footage of him. They're gonna do it, and if that pisses you off, just don't watch. That's all I can say is just don't watch it. Like you don't have to watch for the next week. It's up to you. It's just a television show. You can turn it off.
Exactly. Absolutely. Think about this. Almost every WCW wrestler is either getting ready to retire or is retired.
Yeah.
Then Goldberg retired already.
Yeah, Jericho's still around.
Jericho's still around, and yeah, I think. I mean, Booker T still wrestles from time to time, right? For his promotion that he has. Jeff Jarrett been retired already. I mean, he hasn't even wrestled.
No, Jeff Jarrett's still wrestling. He still wrestles.
Yeah, but wasn't he supposed to have a retirement tour and it just didn't go anywhere?
No, he's just saying it's the last outlaw. He signed an extension with AEW. That extension's 3 years. He has 3 years left.
Okay. At the very least, they're going to
Dustin Rhodes. He's still wrestling.
Oh yeah, bro, TNT champion.
Yeah, he's the TNT champ. Like, what are we talking about?
The face of TNT. At the very least, they're going to do what they did with Bruno Sammartino. Yeah, very possible. Very possible. But yeah, bro, it's just again, man. I hate being repetitive with this, but it just doesn't feel like this has actually happened, bro. Like everyone has their day, right? Nothing lasts forever. But I just wasn't prepared for this. I was not prepared to wake up today and hear, oh shit, Hulk Hogan passed away. So
yeah, it's one of those things. Like I figured the time was coming because like I said, he's old. He's abused his body not only in the ring but with medications and stuff that he takes. So I just felt that it was like, oh, he might pass away soon. It's not like no one lives forever and stuff, and he's 71 and stuff. It just comes at a weird time because he was just doing a bunch of stuff with the Real American Beer, and he was doing stuff with the Republican National Party. He was going to be doing the freestyle wrestling promotion with Eric Bischoff, and now it's just like, oh, it's all gone. Doing appearances too for like WWE events and stuff.
I'm pretty. Again, they also factor in SummerSlam coming up the next weekend. I'm sure he would have been there. It's some capacity, right? It's some capacity.
Oh, yeah. At like the Super Store, 100%. They would have asked him.
Yeah. Chief writes here, it's still crazy to me Hogan passed. It's like the man was still staying busy. He was about to launch a freestyle wrestling promotion in a few weeks. This is surreal. I woke up and my sister told me, and I was shocked, but I wasn't either because, like Chase said, he was old and it came at an odd time.
Yeah, it's just the timing of it all. Like if Hulk Hogan wasn't so prevalent still, like still doing stuff, it would be like, oh, That sucks. Hulk Hogan died at 71. At all, but since he was doing stuff, it's just like what? He seemed like he's doing all this. He must have been somewhat healthy, but apparently it's true. As the health complications are coming in. So
Yeah, man. I'm not sure if Roman's gonna come back in. I know he was having a little issues here, but let me just ask him real quick here.
That's
See if
fine.
he's because I don't mind sticking around for him if he wants to come back in.
Yeah, just see if he can come back in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those things that you guys need to understand. It's just wrestlers. Like I said, it's amazing that he lasted longer than he did. Because wrestlers, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with their bodies at an age, and especially with you look at Hulk Hogan, what he probably did and stuff. Cardiac arrest, that's bad. That's
It
bad.
is.
Like he probably was in pain during the last moment of his life. Like like going in and out of consciousness, wondering like what the hell is going on and stuff, and then passed away.
Yeah, indeed, man. And again, at the way I look at it too, bro, he's no longer he's in a better place now. He's no longer, suffering or is in pain anymore.
Yeah, he's either and people were like, oh, he's probably in hell. I think he convinced God to put him in heaven. Hulk Hogan's a master seller. Like he was he probably told God, listen, brother, you need me in the pearly gates of heaven, dude. And then later on, God's like, yeah, you're right, and then just let him in.
Look here, dude. When I go up there, I slam the giant again. Oh, look. We are so back. Ladies and gentlemen, Romeo Damas. We are so back.
We'll see for how long. Jeez.
It's an LSU background, Romeo. That's why.
No, I changed it. Now it's gonna stick.
No, now it's going to be even worse.
It's that New York City background.
Well,
I was thinking about Hulk Hogan. He's the guy that is front and center in the two biggest wrestling booms ever.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the 80s and then in the 90s.
Yeah.
Monday Night War. Yeah, like the
as
NWO,
a face and as a heel.
Yeah, the NWO, like we haven't really talked about it as much as we should, to be honest. We've been talking more about 80s Hogan, but the NWO, like that's like people still rock the shirt to this day. Like that's like one of the biggest factions in pro wrestling history, and that moment alone is like one of the most watched moments in wrestling history. Like you can show, I talked about with Rock and Hogan. You can show anyone that Hogan turning and becoming the NWO, and they'll get pro wrestling because it's such an iconic moment, and it's so natural how pissed fans were, which is funny too because people forget around that time Hogan was getting booed in WCW. Like people were so sick of the Hulk because like it was WWF Hulk Hogan and WCW. They were so pissed and tired of it. And so when he turns and he joins the Outsiders in National Hall to form the New World Order, it was like, what the? This guy's a piece of shit. And they're booing him, throwing trash. Like, you're never going to see that kind of emotion be evoked in today's modern wrestling. Like, no fans are ever going to have that type of feeling of rage and anger of someone doing that.
And I'd argue that boom is more impressive because he did that without the greatest promoter of all time, Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Vince McMahon ends up winning the war, Hulk Hogan starts the boom with the NWO,
Oh, yeah, of course.
And it's not really like Hogan's fault why WCW lost the war. It's more WCW's fault because they never adapted. WCW just didn't adapt to the situation at the time, and they were still holding on to relics. And they created new stars, WCW. It's just, when they would create a new star, they would just want to fuck off and go to WWF. That's just how it was.
Yeah.
I know WWF will revision history a lot of stuff, and they'll tell you this and that, but like really, like, bro, Benoit was being created as like their next big Bret Hart, their version of Bret Hart, and then they gave him the world title. And he said, "Yeah, I'm not resigning." Like that's just what
I'm
happened.
out of here. I'm out.
WWF was offering more money.
What are you gonna say, Steve?
Here. My brother said this is the saddest day in wrestling. It is true. It's crazy to think too. Like we just talked about how again he wrestled for WWF, he wrestled for WCW. He also like bro, he retired in TNA, bro. He retired in TNA, which is even the crazy part about it too. When you look back on Hogan, It's just crazy. It's just fucking insane. But yeah, bro, like you gotta think about the suit. Like the whole outsiders thing, it doesn't work without Hogan. Does not work without Hogan. Because remember, there were talks they were gonna put Sting. Sting was gonna be the third guy, and Hogan's like, no, if you're gonna do this, it has to be me. And he was right. 100% right. It was not gonna work with Sting as the third guy. Y'all thought it would have worked with Sting? Had he been the third guy?
No, Sting was a beloved baby face, but it's like he's not as big as a star as Hogan ever was. Sting is like Hogan's Batista. Like he's like if Hogan's Cena, Sting's Batista. Like it's just like he was always like a 1B, 1C level star. I love Sting too. Sting's one of my favorites of all time, but he's not like as big as Hulk Hogan.
I was gonna say that Hogan has to be, if you're doing a Mount Rushmore of wrestling, Hogan has to be like number one.
Yes.
You start there, and you go from there.
Yeah, he's the first face that you would carve on the Mount Rushmore, because what he did for the business is just it really can't be quantified what he did for professional wrestling. Like he really made the business what it is today. He took it from this niche carnival show gimmick and that was running in a territory system to a nationwide phenomenon that went into an international phenomenon with WWF. So it's just like, he really took over the world as a performer and as a talent. Like you can't like I said, you can't quantify it. And he did it not just for one company, for two companies. He did it for WWF and WCW. So it's just like what he did was just awesome. It sucks that there's times where we didn't get like I always feel like the biggest miss. We never got Hogan and Flair at WrestleMania. That should have always been the match they should have done at WrestleMania 8. Yep. But because Vince didn't like how the house shows were receiving that match, he just didn't do it. But like, I don't know. I feel like he could have done it. I felt like he could have done it at WrestleMania and it would have been big and stuff. I know they did at WCW, but by that point, Flair, he just didn't care as much. Like he wasn't the performer like he was when he was in WWF at that time.
100%.
You see how choked up Flair was today?
Yeah. Hits you in the feels, bro. Hits you in the feels, bro. It does.
I was listening to a few things you said while I was gone. Number one, Voodoo Child is my favorite Hulk theme. Number one. Number two, I did see that WWE Vault, the channel, was doing like a Best of Hulk Hogan marathon, or they got it scheduled, at least. I do think they do something on SmackDown videos, like you were talking about. I was wondering, like, I thought before he passed, like the Hall of Fame, I thought like the next, like they started doing these matches in the Hall of Fame. I thought the next one was going to be Hogan Andre.
I'll be honest. Had Hogan never, did what he did, I feel like that would have been the first match to go in.
Maybe.
Hey, look who's here. Walty. What's going on, brother?
Going on. I decided why not just join in.
Yeah.
Give a little parting thoughts, but yeah.
What's your thoughts, brother?
It's conflicting, obviously, for some people, probably most, because we know Hulk Hogan wasn't really the perfect person, and he probably was a piece of shit, if we're being honest. But I'll step away from that because at the end of the day, without Hogan, there might not be no WWE, no wrestling, mainstream wrestling, anything like that, really. And like, he was the definition of a household name. That's who you try to at least model yourself or know that he's like the standard bearer for who you want to be.
The one thing about Hogan is I know he's done some shit. Like he ruined the wrestler union that should have probably happened and stuff. But like, he was someone that took this shit to heart. Like he treated this like this was a real sport. That like if you weren't on top, it doesn't matter, brother. Like, and that's something where it's like, man, I wish more wrestlers were as selfish as Hulk Hogan was. Because I feel like when you have a guy like Hulk Hogan, that and they talked about this. The reason why people liked working with Hulk Hogan in the earlies was because he drew the house and you made money based off the attendance. And so that's why there's a term, thank you for the house. Because if you have a good house, who's showering in the background, Walter? Yeah, if you
No,
have that,
it's not a shower.
Mhm.
It's got the sink water, bro. You doing the dishes, bro?
It's the sizzler. It's the
The
Oh, he's
sizzler.
Yeah, that's what I
cooking.
thought it was. I thought something was getting
Shoot.
cooked.
Walter cooking that steak.
There you go.
Okay.
Romeo spot on.
Yeah. So,
I must be
yeah.
hungry.
But also too, it's like he really was trying to make sure he was always on top, and he's become a verb. Like literally, when anyone's on like a backstage pool, we say, "Oh, Cope Hogan, Becky Hogan, this person Hogan."
That will never
So,
go away.
don't-
That will
don't-
stay a tribute.
If you want to joke about you don't want to do something, that doesn't work for me, brother.
brother.
Like that doesn't work for me, brother.
brother.
Yeah, brother. We talk about we say brother as a joke. Like that's the thing. Like Hulk Hogan is just like, it's not even that. It's just the way he handled himself backstage. He treated his shit like it was real and that he needed to be on top. Like think about this. In 2005, no business beating fucking Shawn Michaels in a match. But he found a way to convince Vince to beat Shawn Michaels in a match in 2005. There was not going to be a payoff to this. There was not going to be anything to this. It was just Hogan wanted to strut and show that he's still the man around this place. Like WrestleMania 9, just watch that WrestleMania 9 documentary. He was able to convince
Athletic Commission, the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
No,
That's-
that's nothing. I'm talking about he convinced Vince he should have become champion at the end of the night. He convinced Vince and ruined everything Bret Hart worked for. He pretty much just made, like, I understand why Bret's pissed at him. Like, you kind of ruined your career in some sense. Like
that's part of the art of being a pro wrestler. Selling yourself to your promoter, your booker, and all that stuff. Like, I don't really get mad at all that backstage politics. And I think that's part of the job. If you're good at it, go for it. Make that money.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, dude, like Hulk Hogan, he treated this like it was real. And if he wasn't on top, it didn't matter at the end of the day. Like, you know, like, and most wrestlers got to treat it like that sometimes. I feel like, you know, like, I feel like that's why you see some success in current modern day wrestlers. I feel Roman and Cody are perfect examples of guys that heavily protect their spot and try to make sure that they are painting in a certain image to people backstage and stuff. So,
yeah,
I don't think either of them tweeted anything on social media, anything like that.
Look, Cody, all Cody has to do, bro, at SummerSlam, well, depending if it's on a Saturday or Sunday, drop the leg, buddy. Drop the leg. That's all he has to do.
I could see John Cena doing it.
John dropping the leg. Yo, drop the leg.
I could see it just fits perfectly in John Cena's offense. I don't know. I think I could see that.
Could very well be. I mean,
he's the one who did the heel turn. Like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I could see it.
Jagan right here. Being a Hogan fan is a double-edged sword. His accomplishments are outstanding, but his controversy defiantly tarnish his legacy.
He's not a very self-aware person. That, or he has terrible PR, or both. Like, you had a chance to at least somewhat make amends, and you just went backstage, you stood in front of the locker room, and you just blew it. You blew it.
Be careful.
You blew it.
Watch out for the phone, brother. Watch out for the phone.
And then everybody gets a word of that. It's like, what the F kind of apology is that? It's the worst.
Be careful what
you
say.
Things maybe his perception could have changed if he at least tried to own up to what he said.
Yeah,
you know, it might not have been all the way back, but at least a little back, a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
more than it was what it ended up being.
Hogan's awareness has always been his worst enemy because he's just not aware with what like he's aware what's going on in Hulk Hogan's universe, but everything else around him he just is not aware, and so like he doesn't realize when he's hurting other people. He only awares when it hurts Hulk Hogan. Like that's where Hulk Hogan is. It's like how does it hurt Hulk Hogan? How does it make Hulk Hogan look? Like that's all Hogan cared about at the end of the day and stuff. Like he just wants to make himself sound bigger and badder than everyone else in the world. And that's just how it is with Hulk Hogan. And you just have to understand that as time went on. Like that's just how Hogan came.
Of course. Have an Iron Man match. Whoever hits the most leg drops within the hour wins. First SummerSlam to make $1 trillion. Oh,
that's what Hogan would say. Book that match, brother.
Book the match, brother.
Yeah, dude. Like the thing is, Hogan. he is someone that is just. We just gotta understand. He was the biggest star, and people are gonna be talking about this for days to come. We're gonna see, like I said, if you're gonna hate how much WWE is going to be doing video packages and tributes to Hulk Hogan in these next couple weeks, my suggestion is don't watch. That's just
Don't
it,
watch.
because
watch.
they're going to be doing it, and if that pisses you off, just understand there's no WWE of what it is today without Hulk Hogan. Like this is
We're not here doing the stream.
Yeah,
Wrestling isn't as big as it is today.
Bro,
Yeah.
exactly. There's no content creators, there's no
Nope.
community, there's no there us being friends, you know what I mean? Us meeting, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, we would all be watching our stupid territories. Like I'd be watching
Exactly.
California Championship Wrestling.
I'll be watching
You guys would be
Northeast.
like, Northeast Wrestling. Like,
Just GCW.
yeah, we would just be watching our little territories and stuff. Like,
PWG,
yeah,
PWG, bar wrestling.
yeah, whatever's in California. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's how the wrestling business would have been if WWF never used Hulk Hogan and made him into the star he is today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how
Yeah.
it is.
If he wasn't your first favorite wrestler or like the first wrestler you remember, like he's responsible for anybody being your first wrestler or the first thing you got into. Because
Let's put it this way.
he's the foundation.
Let's put it this way. Most of us got into wrestling, you know, from an uncle, a father, whatever it may be. The person that got them into wrestling was Hulk Hogan. Chances are it was Hulk Hogan at the end of the day. So
Or Andre or Bruno.
or Bruno or Andre or Pedro Morales or Luthez, you know what I mean? Or Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. Depends, right? Depends who you talk to, right? What generation of wrestling fan, you know, you get in contact with and you just talk to them about wrestling and stuff like that, right? People downplaying Hogan accomplishment is sick. It is, but what can you do, bro? Have you seen Twitter today? I'm just saying. Just saying.
He's like
Steve,
the first, like, I don't know.
I feel like Steve wants to rant about it, but he's just holding.
No. I don't. Look, at the end of the day, look, like you said, we can't tell people how to feel.
People can feel however
exactly
they want to feel about him. He was here. He's responsible for his own reputation. He had a chance to repair his reputation. He failed.
I will rant though on Bryan Danielson Monday. That's coming. It's coming.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Monday. Bro, I'm telling you now. Monday.
Oh my God.
Mother
Now's not
of all.
the time.
No, it's not. Come Monday. Steve's Kitchen. It's hit the ether music on Monday, but that's on Monday. That's on Monday. Well, John,
people can feel however they want to feel about Hogan, in my opinion.
Yeah,
if you want to celebrate, hey, go right ahead. If you don't, if you want to play, you know, you can't be upset by how people feel about this. You can't. You got to take yourself out of it. That's it.
Yeah.
Fair game.
I tell people all the time, man. Like I tell people, it's just like I'll see people like be like, oh, I separate Chris Benoit, the wrestler, from the person. It's like, okay, I can do the same thing for Hulk Hogan. No, you can't. Why? Like I don't get it, because Chris Benoit murdered a child and his wife. He like, there's no coming back from that. Like, and Benoit is one of my favorites of all time, and I disowned him. I'm like, fuck him. I can't support him.
Like I could watch a match. I'll watch.
Yeah, no, I've seen Benoit matches. It's not like I'll refuse to watch Benoit.
Yeah.
It's just this guy's a murderer. Like what are we doing? Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think you could separate Hulk Hogan the character from Terry Bollea the person.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Weston, you'll find that on Monday. You will find out on Monday. Just if you follow
me. Did you talk about what is your favorite Hogan moment?
For me, I said
what is the biggest Hogan moment? Either one.
Early years, me, because again, I've watched Hogan's rise of the 80s through VHS tapes that my brother had back in the day. Right. So the first match I ever saw of Hogan was WrestleMania 3. Hogan and Andre. You know what I mean? To me, that's my first memory of Hogan.
The body slam, I think, is
the body
the biggest
slam
moment.
And also you had Gorilla Monsoon on commentary, just putting over like who he is, the biggest attraction of the business today at that point. and then he slams him, and then you hear Andre, slam, drop leg, and then 1, 2, 3, and then But for a lot of people, it's different. For some people, it's Hogan. It's Hogan Warrior WrestleMania 6. Like Chase said earlier, Rock Hogan.
Yep.
That's more like me in my,
icon versus icon.
early adolescence. Like, yeah, bro. Like, yo, the guy who I watched then, who I thought was the star of today, in The Rock, versus the guy from yesteryear. I think it was on commentary. I think it was Jim Ross or Jerry Lawler. So it's like Babe Ruth versus Barry Bonds. So I know what he meant by that at that point. Again, I'm not a baseball enthusiast.
I've heard a lot of those comparisons today. Hogan, Babe Ruth, and I agree.
He's like, in soccer terms, he's like our Pele. He's Pele.
To me, the biggest moment, WrestleMania 9. That's the best Hogan moment of all time. I don't care what anyone says. This guy, Hulk Hogan, retired from professional wrestling. It was done. Came back, and this is me at the time, not knowing the whole story. So, but he's retired. He comes back and he wins the WWF Championship. This is, and then when you hear the stories and we go more deeper into it, it's like, bro, you fucking played Vince like a fiddle, dog. To me, not only is that just a funny WrestleMania moment, but it's just damn, bro. You not only fucked over Bret Hart, who was supposed to be the next you, but you also fucked over Yoko, and you didn't even give Vince what he wanted. He didn't even give Vince Hogan versus Bret at SummerSlam like he promised. He just dropped the belt back to Yoko. He was like, all right, brother, I'll drop it back to Yoko. We didn't even get the payoff. We didn't even get where Bret got to beat Hogan and get pass
the politic, baby.
You are right. Yeah, it was supposed to be. Yeah, go on.
Politics.
When we talk about pass the torch, Hogan did not pass the torch to anyone. Hogan kept the torch. He kept the torch running. Look at all the other wrestlers. Like Austin kind of passed the torch in some respects. He kind of did, but not really. He didn't really pass the torch to anyone either. But Hogan still believed he was the guy. That. Like I said, he helped politic. Shawn Michaels is an active wrestler in 05, and he politicked to keep being an active wrestler. Being an active wrestler, he needed to win that match because he was undefeated at SummerSlam, brother. What are we talking about? WrestleMania 9 is the greatest Hulk Hogan moment, in my opinion, just because it showed how crazy you have to be as a politician to retire, and you convince Vince, WrestleMania 9, what are the ticket sales without me, brother? I'm the reason why we got more people in the Caesar's Palace, dude. Without me, there's no WrestleMania 9, brother. And then Vince is like, yeah, you're right, Hulkster. Let's give you the belt.
I was going to ask a different question later on. It was funniest moment where that might be the answer too, also to that.
Oh, no, dude. Dude, Hulk Hogan, Dungeon of Doom. That's the fun. Those are some of the Hulk Hogan.
I was gonna say
or Hulk Hogan throwing.
It's not hard.
Or throwing Big Show off the hotel window, the floor.
The inspiration for Rey Mysterio getting thrown off the building.
He's in a monster truck and he's making these goofy faces. Hell, TNA, the Aces and Eights story.
That's a lot of stuff I didn't see, so you got to explain to me.
Dude, there's a lot of stuff where it comes to Hulk Hogan where it's just there's more funny stuff where it's just you can laugh at Hulk Hogan for this stuff. This right here is people are going to be like, oh, when Hogan beat Iron Sheik, when Hogan choked out that one dude on the Tonight Show, body slamming Andre, blah, 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 yada, yada. To me, the greatest the NWO formation, to me, the greatest Hogan moment is WrestleMania 9, because that just showed how much he really, really wanted to be on top and showed why he is one of the biggest stars
the
of all
most
time.
Hogan defining moment.
Yeah, because dude, when you think about he he had every right to pull the card where he said, "Oh yeah, brother, this is why I should be the champion still, dude." He was able to convince Vince to give him the belt again.
Can you put that bottom comment, Steve? Because that's where Triple H got schooled.
Part invest. You could upset the investor, man.
Dude, think about this. WrestleMania 18, Triple H, he comes back in 2002, wins the Rumble, main events WrestleMania 18, and you know what Hogan probably did to Vince? brother, the reaction me and Rock got much louder, but he didn't even win the match at WrestleMania 18. Somehow, some way, he got an undisputed championship match out of it, and he ends up becoming the WWE champion again. Like, bro, this guy is such a master politician. It's just like, dude, like, how do you not
He
look at
parlayed
this?
that into so much, that reaction.
Yeah. Oh, like, look at, dude, Hogan didn't want to put over Goldberg at freaking any pay-per-view, so he just chose a random Nitro so people could forget that he lost to Goldberg. He was just like, oh yeah, we could do it at Nitro in the Georgia Dome. What? No, pay-per-view. That's where we should do it. Nah, let's do it at a Nitro.
Oh, talk about that Hogan contract. Chase?
Yeah.
The one you shared?
Yeah, it's the greatest contract ever. This guy right here. Yeah, this is one of the greatest contracts. The 1998
what an agent.
The 1998 Hulk Hogan contract. I'll read you guys some of this and stuff. But I do also want to bring up, if we want to talk about funniest Hulk Hogan moments, the finger poke of doom. Like, come on now. Like, how do we not rank that as like number one funniest moment? Like,
and I love it.
Yeah,
it pisses people off so much. I love it. Like, I love it so much.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Hogan has so much like funny moments that like WrestleMania 9 is not the funniest. It's the greatest Hulk Hogan moment. I'll go on record. Like, sure, is body slamming Andre and beating the Iron Sheik and becoming the WWF champion, and those are more important in history, sure. But when you want to talk about
a lot of funny moments,
but if you want to talk about Hulk Hogan at his best, WrestleMania 9, dog.
Pulling Sid out of the Rumble, I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, helping Flair win the Rumble, not giving Flair his flowers.
He wanted to get that attention from the ending, you know.
Yeah, so
talk more about his TNA funny moments.
Oh, TNA, bro.
Oh, so everything involving Sting.
Yeah, Sting was doing the Joker gimmick because he watched The Dark Knight, so he was Joker Sting, and it was just like, yeah, Sting loved this Joker gimmick. Him bullying Abyss and making Abyss, giving his WWE Hall of Fame reign to Abyss, and Abyss thought he was Hulk Hogan because he had the Hall of Fame ring.
In the world?
Yeah.
I think I saw a tweet by him today also.
Abyss. Yeah. Hulk Hogan loved Abyss and stuff. Like, a lot of it's just with the aces and eights, and like, he was just always like oblivious to what the aces and eights were doing and stuff. But man, the 1998 Hulk Hogan contract, this was signed in May 29th, 1998. Dear Terry, this letter will confirm the principal terms and conditions of parties World Championship Wrestling and Terribilia, also known as Hulk Hogan, to enter in an agreement to renew and extend the October 15th, 1996 letter. There's a bunch of terms and stuff, a bonus in consideration performance hereunder. WCW shall pay Bolea a bonus in the amount of $2 million to be paid within 14 days after Bolea's execution delivery of this letter.
This is 1998?
Yeah, 1998.
2 million, you said?
In 14 days.
Can I share this real quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can share it. Yeah, just click the link to share it.
Yeah, I'm about to go on Twitter right now, so I told my computer don't crash on me now.
Oh yeah, when Dixie Carter was trying to keep him, and then Hulk Hogan was running away.
In the leg.
She tweeted something nice today, Dixie.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the wrestlers tweet. I feel bad for Nash, man. Nash, he's the last.
Yeah.
Him and X-Pac, bro.
Okay, let's stop.
Sean Wall. Well,
by the way,
technically, I'm just saying.
No.
2 million in 1998 is equal to about 4 million today.
Yeah. But in 14 days, he was going to get these within 14 days. Like,
I've read that contract's like, he gets so much for everything. The only thing that I was like, he only got like 125 per diem. I was like, what? You didn't ask for more? That's all you need?
Here it is. So
okay.
Here it is.
So paper number 3 pay-per-view events. Bolea will promote and appear, wrestle, or perform at 6 pay-per-view events per year. Years 1 through 3 of this agreement. Bolea will be featured wrestler at each of these events.
That's the one, right? That last part. By the way, I'm the featured wrestler.
Yeah. I have to main event, but he only has to perform at 6 events out of 12 that WCW was doing, so he didn't have to show up that much. In consideration for Bolea's participation in events, WCW shall compensate Bolea the greater of 15% of 100% of domestic pay-per-view cable sales received by WCW for each event. $675,000 guaranteed payment per event. Yeah.
Whichever
So-
one's greater.
Yeah, so like if the WCW pay-per-view buys were better, then Hogan would take the pay-per-view buys. But if not, he'll just take $675,000 for out of those 6 events. That's crazy. WCW shall pay Bolea $1,350,000 on July 1st, November 1st, and February 1st of years 1 through 3 of his agreement as an advanced pay-per-view guarantee payment. So he just gets it.
Dios mío.
November
1,
1st.
2, 3.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. All right, keep
That's
scrolling,
all,
Steve.
man.
Let me know when to stop.
You can stop when you see a letter. You missed D.
I'm sorry. I thought you. Okay.
In addition to the above pay-per-view payments, WCW shall pay Balea for each pay-per-view event in which he participates, pursuing the following incentive compensation schedule. So scroll down to this incentive compensation schedule.
Yeah, look at this.
They finessed Ted Turner.
No, wait until you see this. So this is just for the buy rate of the pay-per-views and stuff like that. This is how much Hulk Hogan would made if they hit the buy rates. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but 3.5, 175 million, 1,750,000 per
Yeah.
damn.
Give me like a big like WCW pay-per-view.
Starcade.
Which year?
I would say 97.
But isn't this contract for 98?
Oh, it's 98. You're right. Okay.
So something after that.
Probably Halloween Havoc.
Which year?
Hold up. So was it Starcade 98? Hogan and Piper.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that far.
Halloween Havoc.
It's Halloween Havoc 98 is Hogan versus Warrior again.
2. Yeah. The fireball that burnt Hogan's like eyebrows and shit. Yeah. Or his mustache, whatever it was.
I'm just gonna look up the buy rate of that. That buy rate was 310,000.
So he made about.
So that fall in like the 3.0 range.
Yeah.
He made 1.2. God damn!
and
that was one that sucked, was it not?
Yeah. And if you go back to what we said, he could either do that or he could take his 675,000 guaranteed for just showing up.
Right.
Yeah. And set the compensation payments and adjustments to the pay-per-view guarantee payment based on a pay-per-view domestic cable shall be calculated 60 days after the pay-per-view event and monthly. You can scroll
down.
And monthly thereafter, and set the compensation adjustment payment due, if any, shall be made. WCW Nitro and Thunder appearances. During years 1 through 3 of his agreement, Belair shall promote, appear, wrestle, and perform as requested by WCW at Nitro and Thunder events in consideration for Belair's participation in any such events. WCW shall pay Belair 25% of the gross after-tax arena revenues for each WCW Nitro and Thunder in which he appears and wrestles. However, in no event will Belair's compensation be less than $25,000 per event. Such amounts will be paid to Belair on the next regularly scheduled WCW talent pay date for the period within the Nitro Thunder curse. So $25,000. This guy just showing up will guarantee $25,000, but can make more if it's based off the tickets.
Yep.
Yo, meal.
Go down to television taping participation.
Let me read some comments real quick here. Wasn't just making bread; he was getting the bakery.
Well said.
Damn. They really want to be Vince that bad that they get everything to home. Honestly, they could have asked more and he would have gotten it. Let me know when to stop.
True.
The television taping participation and non-televised. You just stop it so that way I can read like what they're saying. During years 1 through 3 of his agreement, Belair will appear and perform at 16 mutually agreed upon WCW television tapings during each calendar year of the term. Belair's appearance or participation at such tapings shall be at no additional cost to WCW.
Oh, what a guy!
What a guy! He's just getting paid $25,000 if he shows up anyway.
He's really a guy. The non-televised. Oh my god!
During years 1 through 3 of his agreement, Belair will appear and perform at reasonable number of televised house shows at reasonably requested by WCW. In consideration for Belair's participation in any non-televised house shows, WCW shall compensate Belair 25% of the gross after-tax arena ticket revenue for non-televised house shows in which Belair appears to perform. Payment to Belair for any non-televised house shows will be paid within 30 days from the date of the house show. Such amounts will be paid Belair on the next regularly scheduled WCW talent pay date period. All right, you can
A
scroll
theme I noticed through this contract: he wants his money quick.
down.
Yeah.
Not waiting
30,
around.
30 days, 60 days and stuff. There's no quarterly bonus. It's no, you give it to me as soon as possible, buddy.
I want to believe, bro, had Zelle and Cash App been around back in those days.
Oh,
He
pay me right now, brother.
pay me right now. Wire me right now, brother.
International dates. During this term of agreement, WCW and Belair shall have a mutual option for Belair to promote and appear and wrestle perform in mutual agreeable international events for, scroll down,
Yeah, countries Terry wants to go to.
for purposes
North
of
Korea.
this section, a mutual option shall mean either party may propose terms for Belair's participation in such events. Other party may accept or reject such proposal. In the event the party reach agreement on Belair's participation
Jesus.
therein, such agreement shall be reflected in separate writing signed by the parties.
Don't want to go to North Korea? Don't have
Yeah.
to.
That'll work for me, brother.
So year 4 compensation. So keep in mind, when did the NWO come to WWE? Oh yeah, 2002, which is the year 4 compensation. Because there's a reason when people want to know how come Vince didn't. This is the contract Vince had to freaking go against to try to get Hulk Hogan back in
Yeah.
WWF. He wasn't going to this is a signed contract. There's a reason why Hulk Hogan did not come back during the invasion angle or do any of that is because of this contract. This
And
is
you know,
the
his
contract.
buddies have something similar to smaller extents.
Yeah, and so now we're in the year 4 compensation where it's like, yeah, this makes more sense for us to give to Terry. WCW shall compensate Belair $100,000 consultant fee for year 4 of his agreement. In the event Belair provides any wrestling service in year 4, Belair shall be entitled to compensation on a per event basis according to the pay structure set in sections 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. So cheaper money. Don't have to pay Hogan that much. There's a reason why. They waited until 2002 to bring in Hulk Hogan.
Oh, can't wait for merchandise like
Oh, man.
Pasta, man, you're running wild, buddy. Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So pretty much keep scrolling. Like you guys can tell right here, Belair, like there's a lot of merchandise he's going to be making and stuff. So there's a lot of things that Hogan's going to make a lot of money for this. And you can keep scrolling. So you don't have to, we don't have to read through all this. That's what I'm saying. You can keep scrolling. Like even NASCAR, he's getting paid for his NASCAR car. So this one right here, C, is where it's more important. Belair shall receive a royalty of 50% of net receipts as defined herein received by WCW on all merchandise sold directly by WCW to any consumer incorporating Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, or Belair's name, likeness, or character. Net receipts shall be defined as gross receipts less actually incurred out-of-pocket expenses associated with the manufacture and sale of such merchandise. In the event Belair's name, likeness, or character are used here in conjunction with either names, likeness, or characters, Belair shall receive 50% of the pro rata portions of net receipts received by WCW. Belair shall receive royalty of 50% of the actual license fee of herein defined received by WCW on the licensee of Hulk Hogan or the Belair name, likeness, or character. Actual license fee shall be designed as license fee, proceed after distributor fee, direct expenses actually incurred and not exceed 50%. In the event Belair's name or likeness or character are used here in conjunction with other names, likeness, or characters, Belair shall receive 50% of the pro rata portion for the actual license fee received by 50. Now keep going.
Real quick,
Keep going.
Here, I don't know. Real quick, they're reading the comment here. Westerners here. You know, WWE had to restructure the NWO merchandise, or else they would had hardly get anything to by the sound of it. Let me know when to stop, Chase.
No, go to E. Just go to the bottom of E.
Boom. Oh, my bad. There you go.
During the period in which Belair is a member of the New World Order, Belair will receive promotional fee for promoting the NWO, wearing the name while wrestling on air in photo shoots of $20,000 per month.
That's a student loan there.
So keep in mind, Hulk Hogan's already making 50% off his merchandise, and if you go over that merchandise tab, you see all the merchandise that he is making. He now gets $20,000 just for wearing and being a part of the NWO, and will get 25% of the NWO merchandise being sold.
Wild.
Indeed.
All right, keep scrolling, Steve. You can
The
see
hotline F.
Should
Did you read
WCW
that?
create a 900 call-in hotline featuring Hulk Hogan or Hollywood Hogan? Belair should be available to provide recordings for the 900 number. Belair shall receive 100% of WCW's net revenue. 100%.
Mother of God.
Yeah. Like, think about this. Hulk Hogan, he was making so much money based off that. All right, Steve, you can scroll.
Let me know
There-
when to
there's a-
stop.
Yeah, I gotta just see. Yeah, this is about Marvel stuff, drug
You went through this
tests.
earlier, huh? You went through this
Oh,
earlier.
wait, what's
Yeah,
the drug test part?
Okay, you can scroll up. Scroll up, Steve.
You scrolled up way too up.
To the
Scroll
drug
down.
test. To the drug test part. Scroll
Scroll
down.
down.
Scroll down. You
Going down.
gotta read the contract too. Let's see.
Conditions.
Conditions
After
and
A. After
precedent.
A.
After A, yeah.
B.
B. Belair's submission to a drug test pursuant to WCW's substance abuse policy, which Belair agrees he has received and reviewed, and finding based on such tests indicating Belair is not currently using any illegal drugs, steroids,
Oh,
or
there you go.
substances
Oh,
created
there
by
you go.
WCW.
It's already
Yeah.
it's already done. It's already
Yeah.
approved. We don't got to test me anymore.
Yeah.
Wow. It's already in the contract. I was already tested. We're good.
Contract, brother.
Wow. That might be
The greatest. I'm
That's
sorry, yo.
the
Hulk
one that's
Hogan.
in the contract, man.
I'm sorry, Chris Bay. Hulk Hogan, the real ultimate finesser, bro. I hate to break it to you. Let's continue here.
Thank God we read that one. I knew it was something. I knew it was something fishy once I saw a drug test.
Yeah.
know.
Keep scrolling because no, keep scrolling up. Pause right here. Okay, so these are no additional terms and conditions. All right, so these are like the stuff that you get and stuff, but like you can go down to B and C. I don't really care about A too much. This is more of like legal terms. All right, right here. WCW shall have the right of first negotiation to last no longer than 14 days following the end of the term for Belair's wrestling and wrestling-related services for the 12-month period following termination of his agreement. When required to travel for WCW, as contemplated here under, Belair will receive first-class air travel, first-class suite hotel,
Of course.
accommodations, limousine transportation, and $175 per diem.
Of course.
So Hulk Hogan, for whatever reason, just needs $175 at all times when he
that's him giving back.
$175 for what reason? For food, and that's what a per diem is for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah.
So a per diem is like if you guys work at a job, especially if you travel a lot, they'll give you like a travel per diem or like a little travel package saying like, oh, you get $100 every time you travel and stuff, and it's for car maintenance and everything like that. So I'm guessing this is more for like rental cars or like food and stuff. So
Need that
Except-
first class travel, first class hotel. That's what Damian Priest wanted. Wanted that first class
if it's not in your
seats,
contract,
man.
For him
you're
and
not
Lola
in your contract.
For him and Lola
Quit
Vice.
bitching.
For him and
Well,
Lola Vice.
Vice ain't got that.
Oh, she will soon. Come on.
All right.
That's
Except as specifically provided in this paragraph during the term, Belair shall not directly or indirectly be employed by perform services for grant similar rights or licenses to, or scroll down. Engaged by connected in any matter of individual entity business of the wrestling type engaged conducted by WCW without advance written approval of President WCW. Yeah, the Belair shall,
E. You got to read E.
Belair shall have approval over the outcome of all wrestling matches in which he appears,
Creative
wrestles, and
control.
performs. Such approval not to be reasonably withheld.
Notice all that word salad and the letter before is like E. E is where it's at, baby. He distracted you with D. E. Bang. Look at that. We'll sneak it in E.
F. The parties shall use their respective best efforts to keep terms and conditions of this agreement
Oh, that's for
strictly
Vince
confidential.
Russo. That's for Vince Russo to read. F. That's what he needs to read. F.
And then G
Amazing.
is about the state of Georgia, man. All right, keep scrolling.
Wow.
Where else
There
is
it
it
is.
wrestling? Yep, and there it is.
Signature.
The signature right there. And then there's more signatures, so keep scrolling down, Steve.
He signed to Terry Bollea and Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm. All right, keep scrolling. So I want to know. I think that's it. We'll see. Licensed, yeah. Oh, these are all of the products that Hulk Hogan will be making money off. calling cards, wrestling rings, photo plaques, inflatables, collector's plates, kites, sculptures, 3D keychains, clocks, backpacks, wall art, rainwear, action figures, rolling luggage, video games, belts, pennants, suspenders, bumper stickers, t-shirts, signs, ski caps, key rings, baseball hats, collector's pins, bandanas, buttons, trading cards, decals, talking trading cards, seat cushions, sweatshirts, magnets, knit shirts, die cast, patches, LCD games, tank tops, temporary tattoos, muscle shirts, flags, Henley shirts, glass mugs, long sleeve t-shirts, play sets, beach towels. More. Bath towels, watches, bath mats, Halloween costumes, shower curtains, Valentine's, mug tea, bowling league, gumball machine, theme restaurant, gumball toppers, credit cards, box calendars, wrestle buddies, calendars, posters, boxer shorts, toy vehicles, workout wear, convenience stores, polo shirts, bendables, rag tops, footwear, balloons, cookie jars, commemorative staffs, hot sauces, thumb puppets, painted balls, pop-up cards, books, kaleidoscopes, lenticular products. So
I need a Hulk Hogan kaleidoscope.
Hulk Hogan gets 50% of this, and then 25% the NWO does it.
Damn.
And then E, Hulk Hogan decides if he wants to win or not.
That'll work for me, brother.
And then F, don't tell anybody.
Get to know with Hulk and Terry agreed. Why hot sauce? Because why not? But who doesn't want to own their own hot sauce? Come on, man. Can you imagine?
Hulk Hogan probably had hot sauce too. Like this fool was on everything, man.
Pasta Mania. He had his own store at the mall, bro. The Mall of America.
Who is his best rivalry?
I'm gonna say Macho Man.
If it's not Macho Man, I would say Roddy Piper. In those early like 80s, the Rock and Wrestling Connection.
I'm gonna say Macho Man 2, but that could also just be like best storyline.
See the lust in your eyes, Hulk. You did. I see the way you look at Liz. Yeah.
I think Iron Sheik's best rivalry is Hulk Hogan. Like just how much he hated him.
Oh, bro. According to Iron Sheik, there is no Hulk Hogan without the Iron Sheik jabroni.
You see that clip I shared of Iron Sheik earlier? I can't say it on here, but
then
he's on the Howard Stern show. Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna break your back, put you in the camel clutch, and make you humble.
You guys already go over what you thought his best match was, or no?
His best match?
Yeah,
I think it's Hogan versus Rock is his best match. But if you want to go like more of his classic stuff, I think Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. That's like one of the that's one of the jobs that like people don't realize. Like freaking Hogan had to work with Warrior who stunk. Like Ultimate Warrior stunk.
Yeah,
and Hogan dragged him. He
did
into a really, really, really phenomenal match. Like, but you know, people will go back and I'm sure there's some AWA fans that will tell you about, you know, Hulk Hogan versus like
Nick Bockwinkel.
Yeah, or Terry Funk and everything like that, like and stuff. Like they're gonna tell you that and stuff, but I feel it's like Hogan versus Warrior is his best match. And then like I like the Hogan versus Vince street fight match. I thought that was a fun slug it out.
You guys seen some of his stuff from Japan when he wrestled like what did he wrestle? Antonio Inoki.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. Yeah, the thing about Hogan is he could always wrestle. Like,
yeah,
the Flair and Hogan rivalry started because it was just more that Flair was the better wrestler, but that he could go 60 minutes, and that Hogan couldn't go 60 minutes inside the ring, and that Flair being the better, like had better stamina, and he could entertain people for like 60 plus minutes compared to Hogan that couldn't go past like a certain threshold, and that's why people say Flair is a better wrestler overall. But Hogan, he could work. He just simplified his style once he got to WWF. Because if you watch AWA Hogan, AWA Hogan was like doing all these drop kicks and shit. Like he was like when you watch Hulk Hogan before WWF, it's like watching a different performer. You're like, what the fuck? Like he looks like every other average Joe wrestling the way he wrestles, doing hip tosses and shit.
And he's still, even after simplifying his style, still needed all those surgeries that effed him up.
Yeah, bro.
Back, hip replacement, knees, all that.
Yeah, that's why I tell people, like, the fact that he lasted as long as he did is like
A miracle.
amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. All the painkillers he was taking, all the steroids he took in his body and stuff, like he lasted until 71. It's not like he died at like an age where like most of his compadres, like what Macho Man died in his 50s, Warrior died in his 50s and stuff. Like Hogan lasted until 71.
Piper, Paul Orndorff.
Yeah, they all died in their 50s, like 50s, early 60s. Like they didn't get to live as long as Hulk Hogan did. Hulk Hogan lived a life until 71 years old.
Hogan could work. It just wasn't seen in the WWE. His first finisher was a Canadian backbreaker. His first match feels like an alternative universe.
Yeah.
I saw Hogan's match. I saw Hogan's Japan match on New Japan World. I was surprised Hogan was putting on a hold. Like, bro, could work.
Yeah, Hogan could always work. But yeah, that's why I think Hogan and Warrior is his best match, just because of the fact that he dragged a trash ass wrestler into a really good WrestleMania main event. But for Warrior, like that's his greatest match of all time. Like Ultimate Warrior sucked. And I love Ultimate Warrior, but he was terrible. Like Ultimate Warrior was terrible. I think Hogan and Warrior went like 25 minutes too.
Yeah, it was a long one
Yeah.
for
And,
their standards.
yeah,
it was.
You could tell Warrior was gassed, and Hogan, you know Hogan, he's probably pissed. He has to do the job to this guy. He's like, "Oh, brother,
That'll work for me, brother." He you know for a fact he went to Vince. Hey, Vince,
yeah,
look,
22 minutes and 51 seconds. Hogan and Warrior.
I don't think Jim is ready. I'm just saying. Oh, hey, pal. I think Jim is ready. I think it's time. Go film a movie. I don't know, some shit like that. Probably.
Yeah, Macho King couldn't even get Ultimate Warrior to go 22 minutes. He only got him to 20.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan beat me by 2 minutes. I can't believe it. God damn it, man! It just feels crazy, bro. Like, all I want to say is, bro, again, thank you for the memories, man. Thank you for the memories. Hulkamania will live forever. Anything y'all want to say in closing? In closing here.
Well, one of my favorite memories is at WrestleMania 30, where Hogan just flubs that promo with the Silver Dome instead of the Superdome. And then Austin comes in, he gets on him for that. Then The Rock comes in, he gets on him for that. And then Hogan ends that promo hilariously, bringing it all back around, getting it right. And they all toast. That was one of the coolest moments ever. Seeing all those three legends in the ring live at the same time.
Probably your
Awesome.
new favorite moment at WrestleMania 30, Romeo, since your old one doesn't matter.
Yeah. Monday, bro. Can't wait Monday. Cannot wait for.
Why can't you just rant that on another day? Why do you have to wait till Monday?
Like Steve, look, I need something for kitchen on Monday. Okay, I need something for kitchen.
It's old news at that point. Who cares?
Hey, it don't matter. I'm gonna need something on Monday. I'm gonna need something. But you know what's crazy too, Roman? That you mentioned WrestleMania 30. Like if you like later on in the show, like you had like the whole WrestleMania 1 main event backstage. Like you had Mr. T and Roddy Piper, you know, trying to go at it and shit. You see Paul Orndorff for like, you know, where he was at that time, and Pat Patterson dressed up in the referee uniform and shit. Very nostalgia, bro. Very, very nostalgia.
Did you guys like Hogan better as a face or a heel?
Oh, heel.
He was
so
man,
good.
bro.
Yeah, that's like his best run in my opinion. Like I know people are gonna say his most successful is his late 80s, early 90s run with WWF, but man, heel Hogan, that was so good, bro. And because too, Hogan even hated. He was like, I don't think I could play a bad guy, brother. Like he didn't think he could do it, and he just played one of the best bad guys ever.
Like you think about it too, in his early run, he was a bad guy when he was managed by classy Freddie Blassie. He was a bad guy. People forget that too. Brock interrupting Hogan's birthday by Weston.
Party over, Grandpa.
Hogan has so many moments that you'll say something and be like, and people will be like, ah.
Remember, one of Hogan's lies. I'm the one who wrestled Brock in his first match back in the WWE. They wanted me to fight in Pride years ago. Who do they want to fight in Pride? Who was it?
Hogan lied so much.
The Hogan lies are the best. Like that, those are the funniest. They're like I said, he's lied about the Andre match. He's changed his story like a gajillion times about like, you know, Andre was like 700 pounds at that point, brother. He just couldn't move and stuff. And he wouldn't tell me if he was going to wrestle that night, dude. It's like, what?
Weren't they doing a movie on Hogan?
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth was.
What happened to that?
Well,
I think it's still in production.
I would hope so.
I think so. I think it's
Now,
still
now it's
working
going to
on it.
hit a lot different if it is.
Yeah, it is. You know what I would wish to? I know it's a movie, but there's a part of me that wishes like it was like a Netflix series or something. That's what.
Oh, they just canceled it this year. Never mind. That was for
Oh,
Well,
Netflix.
I think they're going to bring him back.
in the mud.
There's money in it now.
In the mud.
We're back on. Watch.
Did we ever go over favorite Hogan lie? I have a creepy memory.
He
Um,
says that Hemsworth says that he wants to do it still.
I'm sure he would.
I think it's coming back.
Yeah, I
It
hope
is
so.
a Netflix thing.
It is a Netflix thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to
Coming
be
back.
good. But it was, but it was good to see, like, you know, a good portion of the community today, you know, give their condolences, share their thoughts and tributes and stuff like that. And I've seen
Where's
like a lot of.
AEW's tweet?
You know they're not going to recognize
Don't
him.
they normally tweet whenever someone passes away?
He's not all elite.
Well, you got to remember, Romeo. I don't know how many of you remember this, but didn't Tony Khan ban Linda Hogan from all AEW events?
He's not going to be recognized in AEW.
Sadly, not. But but some of the talent did, like Leo Rush, like did a tribute to him.
Matt Jackson.
Matt Jackson did a tribute to him. An EVP. I mean, yeah, Hogan did. Yeah, AEW banned Hogan near the beginning.
Yeah, they banned him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no,
It's
he has
fine.
nothing. He has nothing to do with their history. Like,
Yeah.
Well, no, Chase. They always, acknowledge somebody that had anything to do with wrestling history whenever they pass away.
Oh, Tony Khan don't like him. That's it.
Okay.
He
There you
probably
go.
didn't.
That's all.
Yeah. Tony Khan don't like him. That's it. There's certain standards that you have
As
to be.
tweeted, I saw that.
Shame because an AEW Hogan run would have been bad, but that would have been good. Would have been so bad, but it would have been good.
Oh, the Bucks would have brought him in for sure.
Oh man, imagine them trying to tell Hogan to take a super kick and shit. Like, me, brother.
He would have been like in their corner. That's what I'm trying to say. The Bucks wanted Hogan in the Bullet Club.
Do you imagine that Hogan in the Bullet Club? Oh,
The Hollywood Young Bucks.
the Hollywood Young Bucks, yo.
Yeah,
The Hot Topic T-shirts, bro. Oh,
the Young Bucks' whole gimmick is that they're Hulk Hogan. Like, people don't realize that.
that'll work for me, brother.
Their whole gimmick is that they want to be Hulk Hogan so bad.
Yeah, the poses,
No, that's their gimmick. It's not.
I know.
That's just how it is.
Yeah. But with that, look, we just wanted to just come on here and just give our thoughts and, pay our respects here. We even read you guys a WCW contract. Well, Chase did.
No,
Read you guys a
great contract to get paid big bucks to do the bare minimum.
exactly, man. So that's
Now
gonna be
Now it's time for the best of Hulk Hogan watch along.
sometime this week. Yeah, sometime this week. Thank you, Chase. Quite educational. Thank you, Chase. Thank you, Chase.
When
Always
I saw
thank
that,
you, Chase.
when I saw that, I was like, I gotta share this with the boys. This is hilarious.
Oh, it was, dude. It was very, very hilarious. It really, really was.
I read that through and I was like, bro, what the fuck? E is the best part.
Like,
It's all creative control, brother.
I missed that creative control when I was reading it the first time. It was only like 2 lines. Very, very snuck right in there.
Yeah, the drug test one. Very.
Oh,
snuck in
I missed
there
that too. Also small.
Just like, oh yeah, he submitted a drug test before his contract. He's clean.
Like, I've had a family today, like, just hit me up. Hey, man, I want to know how you feeling, man. Hogan passed away. And I had to tell him, like, yeah, man, it sucks. But, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where, it's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, he'll go down as the biggest box office. There's some people, again, I would hope history treats him well. But, I mean, it's up to them, right? What's going on? What's your gaming channel, by the way, Steven? ATP Gaming? We're trying to work the kinks on here, man. So, yeah, there you go with that.
Let me say one last thing.
Go on.
If you're a big Hogan fan, don't be offended. Try not to be offended by the people that hate on him, that's celebrating, because don't worry about it. Just don't. And if you're the opposite, don't be worried about the people celebrating Hogan. Just don't worry about it. Don't care.
Yeah,
do whatever you want.
Just
do whatever
just
you want.
enjoy. Yeah, just enjoy or hate Hulk Hogan how you want. It doesn't bug me at the end of the day. Like I tell people, it doesn't bug me at all. Like it is what it is. You know, people are like that, and like I said, no, the only person that can judge is whoever the higher power is. So if you no, I'm just saying, like, just in general, like whoever's in charge up there, and then when it's your time to go through the pearly gates, you either go through the pearly gates or you're gonna go down to hell. Then you'll figure out where you're at when you die. So we'll all figure out where we're at. I'm going to hell. I already know I'm going to hell.
Breaking news, guys, from Heaven Full Select here. Hulk Hogan had a match with the man upstairs, and he told him, hey, that don't work for me, brother. I'm going over.
How many times Benoit and Hogan wrestle?
Oh man, Hogan's not working Benoit. Too small, brother. You kidding me, dude? You want me to work with Chris? Guy can barely lace my boots. Too small.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's why
I did like the tweet. Whoever came up with the line that Hogan was getting cremated because there's no way he's getting buried.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow, that's pretty clever.
Yeah, dude. Oh, bro, you think Hulk Hogan's putting over the Grim Reaper on the way out? You're not putting my body in the dirt, brother. I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory, dude.
I'm sure Hulk can help his Chase a Maniac partner.
Oh, sure.
I'm glad you guys promote thinking about how you think. We appreciate that, man.
Yeah, dude, you can't dance around the subject when it comes to Hulk Hogan and stuff. Like,
you can't.
You gotta just be honest about it. Like, hey, people are gonna think one way, people are gonna think another way and stuff. Like I said,
and the same thing's gonna happen when Vince goes.
Yeah. Like, we're all gonna be judged by the same higher power at the end of the day. So, however the result may be at the end of your life, that's how the result's gonna be. Just know whatever actions you do as a person, they'll decide your fate when we all die. That's just it. Like I said, I already admit I'm going to go to hell. So I'm cool with it. Like I'm like, yeah, I'll go to hell. Sounds like fun.
And we heard from Vince today too. Vince came out of the shadows for this.
Yeah, well, dude, this is one of his boyfriends dying, bro. One of his butt buddies.
His big major big star, the guy, gave him the big break. You know what I mean? So
made him all that money to be hanging out with them NYC honeys.
Yeah, Haney and Baney.
One quick thing from Weston: can we get what you're gonna do when ATP runs wild on you? At the end, well, you just got it. So there you go.
That was weak, Steve.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty weak.
All right.
What you gonna do, dude? What you gonna do? ATP runs wild on all of you, brother.
What you gonna do, brother? When ATP
rip that shirt. Come on.
Hell no. Let me tell you something, dude. When we get on here on the show today, I was a little tired. But here I am still. Yeah, that's all I got.
5 minutes later.
5 minutes later. 2 minutes later. I reckon Ric Flair keeps avoiding death by low blowing of the Reaper, the dirtiest player in the game. Woo.
He outlived Hogan. That's
bro. He outlived Hogan, bro.
Yeah,
he should have died in the plane crash.
Dude,
come on!
Well, no, I'm not saying. I mean that in the nicest way possible. Like he avoided fate there, like a Final Destination. Like he avoided fate there. I'm not saying.
My dad, who I don't even text, he texted, oldest ride, longest line, Ric Flair, still out stamina Hulk Hogan to this day. And I was like, oh my God.
My dad messaged me too. It's like this news was so big. It's like you hear it from family members. Like,
bro, my brother was like, yeah, man, this is because he grew up on Hogan, right? And he gave me all his tapes from back in the day. So he's like, yeah, man, my childhood today just fucking died. I'm like, my cousins, again, because family kept hitting me up to it. So my other cousins, like, hey, Steve, I'm sure you heard the news, man. And I had to pretend like, oh yeah, I heard hours ago, man. Yeah, it's crazy. He was a fucking racist.
Why do you have to pretend?
Because I don't want to.
Racist.
Because the thing is, I already know what happened, so I just want to, okay, like I heard hours ago. I told him I heard hours ago. You know what I mean? So they know I cover wrestling, I talk about the stuff, right? So it's like, they just, want to get my thoughts on it. I told him, like, yeah, again, he's the biggest box office attraction that the industry's ever seen. you know. And then but he's a racist though. I'm like, I mean, it is what it is,
Yeah,
bro.
at work, it broke while I was working. And then I'm like, I wonder who's gonna mention it. I'm not mentioning it. And then
I'm
2 minutes
mentioning.
later, someone said,
I already know
"Oh,
today.
Hogan passed away."
I already know I'm gonna go into work. I'm gonna go into work in a couple of hours, and I'm gonna get some coworkers who know I watch wrestling, and you know they ask me for some stuff.
I played Real American on the speaker at work. I was like, "Fuck it, we're playing Real American."
Nah, bro,
When
I'm,
it
I'm, I'm
comes
blasting
crashing down,
down,
when
and
it
it hurts.
inside.
Oh, well, yo.
Ain't it that my
You gotta play that
pride
Young
doesn't
Jeezy
hurt
song too.
my pride?
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta take a stand.
Jeezy.
I got hundreds on the table, and I love it.
You gotta
Like
play
this
that
song,
too.
brother.
The song, brother. But again, it's on back in the motherfucking
He
booth.
wasn't all that bad.
Wasn't that bad?
You
Yeah,
just don't want them marrying his daughter. That's all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Unless they're a rich one, he said.
Well, yeah,
They're
you're
Unless
rich.
they're rich.
That's what he said.
You know,
8 feet tall.
You know who I saw today pay also a tribute live from Greece? Flavor Flav, bro. Flavor Flav paid tribute to Hulk Hogan on Instagram.
Wow.
That's what's up, bro.
I
Flavor
heard that name in
Flav!
years.
Yeah, boy.
He just
All right.
wanted to do that impression. That was the reason I hated that.
Yeah,
That was the most useless. You could have talked about Sting, DDP,
Sting did too. Sting,
Kevin Nash, and no, he brings up Flavor Flav. End the stream. It's over.
Flavor Flav. Think about their VH1 alumni. VH1.
Yeah, I know, Steve. You can end the
VH1
stream now. You have to bring up Flavor Flav out of all the
You know, hey, Kevin Nash, Ric Flair, you know, Sting,
Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav. Man, Pope the Angelo De Niro posted a thought as well.
Okay, we're going to bottom of the barrel.
Pope the Angelo De Niro.
Yeah, I think maybe I haven't heard in a long time, bro.
Oh,
Dennis
Come on,
Rodman.
man.
Dennis Rodman posted a tribute today too. It's crazy, man. All right, y'all. That's gonna be it for us. Again, much love to all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Hulkamania forever will live on forever. All right. What you gonna do, brother, when Hulkamania runs wild on you? Yeah. You guys know where to check us out at Heel Steven, at Red McDonald's, at Chase68, at Ham Walter. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back Monday, Steve's Kitchen. Unless something crazy happens, maybe this weekend.
Oh, come on.
You never know, man. Life's crazy, bro. You never know. You just never know, bro.
Rest in peace. Also, I mean, maybe you guys said it earlier, but to Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big wrestler fan.
Yeah. Thank you all. That's going to be it for us. Much love to all of you.
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.